It's a hobby that spans generations and encourages passionate volunteers. Let's welcome Paul Gruetzman of the Twin City Model Railroad Museum. Paul, welcome to the program.
Thank you
You're
for
dressed
inviting
appropriately. You've got a train in front of you.
I do.
And before we talk about the museum and all of its wonders, tell me what you've brought here.
This locomotive goes back to childhood memories of watching steam locomotives run. I grew up near the Sioux Line and remember watching this train come from Duluth to St. Paul on a fairly regular basis.
So then you rebuilt this, or you built it from scratch?
I built it from scratch. It's made out of brass.
Oh, my goodness. And you've been at, well, the Twin City Model Railroad, according to my research, has been around since 1934, before both of us,
Yep.
believe it or not. And I remember it at Bandana Square, but it has now moved to a new location. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yep, we're at Transfer Road, location 668 Transfer Road. It's near University and 280, and it's a nice building.
Is it larger than it was at?
Yeah, we actually have more square footage, but the nicest thing about it is we were in two locations before, so in the winter, if you wanted to see everything, you had to go outside.
Oh.
And one of the locations was not able to be open during the week because they had office space. And so
Now everything's
in one place, and we're putting it back together. I'm amazed at the amount of work
And when
that's
did it
been
open
done.
at the new location?
I think we actually opened in May.
Mm-hmm.
We're only open 3 days a week because we're doing a lot of work, and we have scaffolding and tools.
And this is some of the stuff of setting it up. Why don't we talk a little bit about this?
That's what it looked like when it first came in the room. The guy that oversaw moving things, we did all that the weekend before Easter.
So you had to plan where all of this was going to go.
When we tried to put it back the way it was, and we got everything moved in one weekend, and decided we still had a few hours left over, so we started putting them up. Now this bridge that you see here was one that was never completed
In the old
at
location?
Bandana
Okay.
Square. It was always sitting on some kind of black boxes, and so I thought I need to do something and build a bridge to put in there. So kind of was a side hobby.
And this spans generations. I mean, it's like children and adults and families and everything just love to come to it.
We get a lot of people that remember when we were in the St. Paul Depot, and they're coming there with their kids and that's my 4-year-old grandson, and he's serious. He's
A potential volunteer, I can see it right now.
no, he's already volunteering. He's pulling the Hiawatha out of the depot, and that was a big thing for him.
Well, one of the things that's coming up now, and it's something, do you want to talk a little bit about the night trains, and then we'll take a little bit of a look about it. But the night trains is probably the most popular, isn't it?
We just started last Saturday night. It is a very popular event.
And what makes it different besides the lights? But I can tell what people will see when they come.
A lot of
And
our
we'll look at it.
modelers, they put lights and stuff inside of buildings, and if the lights are on in the room, you really don't appreciate
I mean,
it.
this looks like a downtown instead of
Right.
a model railroad.
It does, and this is different trains and stuff, and then each year we add a little bit more. We've bought one of these sound units that synchronizes with the lights, and now we have one on the two towns that we have. This is a Christmas train that's a lot of it is done with fiber optics.
And this runs now until,
The end of February, every Saturday night.
and just on Saturday nights.
Right.
That is just gorgeous, isn't it? The Ice Castle.
Right, this is our ice castle. We haven't put that up yet. We kind of usually hold that towards the winter carnival.
Now, you are a volunteer, and it's mostly volunteers, isn't that true?
It's pretty much all volunteers, and
And are you still looking for volunteers? Do people come
Always.
in and ask to volunteer?
we are. That's one of the nice things about being a member as long as I have. I learned a lot of these model building techniques from old timers, and now I are one. So I
And now you're
hope that we
passing
get
that-
some new people that
passing
I
that
could
down?
pass that on to.
Besides your grandson.
Yeah, my grandson's pretty good at it.
And women, too?
Oh,
Women-
absolutely.
women
Yeah,
volunteers?
my wife puts in as many hours as I do, I think.
Well, the night trains is something that should be seen and to be appreciated because it is gorgeous. And when you look in those little trains and you see the people sitting there in the cars, and it just evokes another era. And do you think railroads will come back with that same passion, maybe?
Oh, I think to a large degree, people are very interested in it already. I
Yeah.
see a lot of videos and stuff that people buy and books. I'm more interested in the old stuff, but
Yeah.
for the new generation, the modern locomotives and stuff, and the hobby never stalls. Like the technology
just-
keeps advancing.
Oh,
They've
that's
got
true.
sound units and digital control. You can operate more than one train
Such
on
a good
track,
news.
so it attracts a lot of new people.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and thanks
It's my
for
pleasure.
being a good volunteer.